and then you just crack it off. My name is Clayton Brandt. I'm a freshman at Haverford College. I guess the best way to describe this class is it's part of EXCO, which is Experimental College, which is a series of classes that are taught by students to students. And so, in the case of this particular class, we're doing a cooking class, but it also focuses on the aspects of both, conversing with the students, knowing what they want to get out of the class, and then adapting the syllabus in accordance to that, and then also kind of discussing various ingredients that go into things, how that you can manipulate ingredients, how you can change recipes to kind of fit your own desires, I suppose. And yeah, so it's definitely more relaxed than the quintessential cooking atmosphere. I also teach the class with Tara Hassini and Sam Jiang.
My name is Tara. I'm a freshman at Haverford, and I wanted to teach this cooking class because I've loved cooking since I was really small. Apparently I started cooking when I realized I didn't like my mom's food. So I just wanted to make cooking something accessible and really make other students realize that it's something they can do and you really find pleasure in doing. I also wanted to show that you don't have to make something complicated for it to taste good, and that you can eat healthily and still like what you're eating and enjoy making food.
So yeah, I grew up in a household where a lot of our family gatherings and our culture was based around food. So I grew up with a deep sense of connection to food and really being in touch with food culture. So when I came here and I saw that all my classmates were eating ramen or cup noodles and not respecting what the chefs at the DC make, who spend a lot of effort to make. So I think after I met Clay and Tara, I heard about their idea of cooking class, and I thought that was a perfect outlet to really express my love of food and teach others how to appreciate and how to really be connected with food, and what it means to actually put the effort in and make something that's valuable.
Down as well, just when we roll it up. Yeah. So you can just begin to collect element.
You want to chop some vegetables? We do it too.
Yeah, we're gonna start chopping some vegetables. That's stir fry, and we're also gonna make chicken breast.
And so, no, but like there was evidence suggesting that he was.
When was this?
This was when he was working at Bates. Oh. And so this is his reason.
And he's
that
ready
he
to go.
does the designs and shit like that. And then we come out, and at some point, they're all, of course, exhausted. The problem with having this is that it loves to slide back.
Yeah. Because they cook really nicely. They soak up a lot of the broth, and they really they add a lot of nice color to the soup as well. So I have just a few pinches like this. And I'm going to take some of these radishes here, and I really like the red color of this here. It just adds another color to it, contrasting with the green on the chicken as well. You can kind of play with it. You can kind of make it in any way that you want. I'm just kind of playing around. Garnish it as well. Bean sprouts. And you can just put it on top. And then I really like adding black sesame seeds, just again to add a little contrast to it. You want, and it would barely cost you anything. It's a really cheap dish, and it's really nice. And
So dancing with her does not work at all. The first time I tried it, I was like, wow, I'm really happy.
It seems like a really useful scale. I like the culmination of my knowledge of cooking, I guess, is reheating cold pizza in a microwave, and that's about it. You can't really do that anywhere else on campus, especially if you're a freshman and you're on the meal plan. And I feel like it's a really great opportunity. And I really kind of also just like appreciate like it as like a life skill. Like I'm a little concerned like once I leave college and can't like fend for myself.
I was looking forward to taking this class, and I enjoy taking this class because it helps you appreciate the process that goes into making food. I've noticed a lot of times at the dining center when you're presented with a cheap product readily available and you don't really respect the work that's gone into it, and you really don't have any reason to respect the work that's gone into it, you end up eating a lot of food, you eat it very quickly, and you don't really appreciate it as much. But if you really see all the ingredients and all the effort and all the techniques that go into making food, and you also get to take part in those techniques, then when you actually eat the food, you take much more time to appreciate it, you know, it's kind of like a wine where you get kind of pretentious and you smell it before you eat it. It's sort of like the same thing with these dishes. You really get to like, you know, take your time and really appreciate all the different aspects of them. And then I try to take that mindset back to the dining center and sort of eat my less good food more slowly and try to appreciate it.
You can make your typical eggs and pasta, but I was worried, you know, like preparing food always kind of scared me because it seemed like this kind of arcane art where you have to know like all the different vegetables and how to cut them, and it's dangerous and scary. And so I thought it was really cool when it was advertised as like a class for college students and, you know, things you can do on a college budget.
And I noticed that a lot of students didn't really know that much about cooking. And it's always been something that I've been used to because my dad is a really good cook, and so he taught me since a very young age. And I always thought it was so interesting that a lot of my friends didn't have either the guidance or the interest in cooking, and that comes with like various preconceived notions about what goes into cooking. And so I thought that it was really important to create a class that kind of focused on a conversation between the student, the cook, and the food itself. You know, basically where it comes from, you know, how it's grown, and also how to make it. And I think that it kind of, the biggest reason that I want to kind of break down those walls of, you know, thinking that cooking is such an elite skill and that it's very difficult and that not everyone can do it, because that's really not the case. I mean, everyone, I think, is a creative person, and cooking in itself is a creative skill, and honestly, it brings about, you know, communal eating like we were doing before, where we all got to talk about the food, we got to talk about our interest in it, and I think that it really is something that, you know, just makes people happier in general. I think that if I can, you know, just give people the ability and the interest to go out and learn various skills for themselves, you know, whether it be cooking or another creative kind of vehicle, I suppose, I think that, you know, that in itself is the goal for me, and I think that that's really what I'm trying to achieve with this class.